questions of the committee?
All right, what's your pleasure, Mr. Chairman? Scott, first of all, I commend you. All the years I've been here, I've never known anybody bring a bill before us that could be so divisive among the agricultural community. It is incredible. You know, as the old fella said, well, I got some friends that agree with this and some friends that disagree with it, and always try and side with my friends. So that creates quite a quandary.
I'm not sure I have any left, Mr. Chairman.
And Scott, related to that, you know, for those who don't know, I mean, obviously you do, but since the public's here, you know, I've devoted 34 years of my life to being an agriculture teacher. I grew up on a family farm. It's now in its third generation. So, you know, I go home, I take my shoes off, I play in the dirt, play on my tractors, but
Don't have a birthday party.
the challenge as I look at this bill, while I do believe it's truly well-intentioned, and I think the advocates are heading in the right direction, my concern, if you start down this road in this fashion, you create a mechanism whereby local government's response can easily be, okay, state, if you tell us this is what we have to allow under right to farm, then we'll just do away with zoning. Because local government can revoke zoning. And I heard somebody say, yes, be careful what you wish for. You don't want that. Similarly, they can revoke land use taxation overnight. Be careful what you wish for. The problem, you know, I've had farmers in my county and from around the state contact me and say, Bobby, we think it needs to be looked at, but this isn't the fix. Please don't. And so Scott, with the preface, I'm going to propose an amendment that will make this a Section 1 bill. And it's going to have to be somewhat in concept, Marty, but basically using the enactment language of the bill you had worked on as a potential substitute. Basically line 37 of the substitute language that was distributed but never adopted. No. and there is a difference. Because it gets us to somebody brightened up the door. And so everybody understands what I'm proposing. It would make it a directive to the Department of Agriculture to look at the Right to Farm Act and the issues embodied in this bill and craft a model ordinance that then would be available for all jurisdictions, because I'm aware of some jurisdictions, and I believe the gentleman from Virginia Beach, their community, has developed some ordinances that I would suggest might be looked at as the best management practices as to how to make it work. And I know some other jurisdictions have been very proactive within their farm communities to recognize that the gentleman had alluded to earlier, you know, the local input to find that balance to where the local citizenry, the majority that have to be represented by the board, are going to realize that the agriculture community has to remain viable, and how do we make those mesh? And that the Section 1 bill would cause that report then to be finished by December of this year, and that information presented to the House and Senate Ag Committee chairs. That would be in time for the drafting of legislation if they chose, but it would allow the issue, I would suggest, to be considered in a more timely manner, because I don't feel comfortable voting on a bill today that Farm Bureau, Agribusiness Council, that have as their mission looking out for the interest of the ag community, are standing up to oppose. I'll wait so I don't interrupt people again, Mr. Chairman. Okay, thank you. And that would be my suggestion. If you're not amenable to that, then I will vote on the underlying bill up or down.
Yes, yes.
But I leave that, you know, that